I'm Eric, and I'm at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Paradise in Vero Beach. And I'm going to talk about bananas because there's a lot of them. I divided more than 500 bananas and planted them here. And now they're becoming big clumps, or trying to become big clumps. Ice cream bananas. They're super delicious. And we have fresh bananas pretty much every day. If I get down here and pick them. But if you don't pick them, it's not a big deal because of all the life that lives in this system. If you don't harvest it, one of your helpers will. Possum, raccoon, squirrels even on the green bananas sometimes. But so there's so many racks, so I'm going to try to stay focused and look at the racks of bananas. It's slightly coolish here, but not real cool. It's nice. Feels like it's low 70s. That can be cold for Floridians, but it's not cold yet. Maybe it's 74 or something like that. But yeah, there's so many bananas, and I've never watered bananas. Everything I've read on all these groups, the banana groups and blah, 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 they all say the same thing. Water your bananas. Water your bananas. We're talking when it doesn't rain, water the bananas. But I've never watered any of these bananas, and we have another 150 or so up in Citra that I'm growing that I got from this farm. This farm is a major source of plant material. It has more plants than any nursery I've seen. Just in ginger, probably. There's so much here. People think they need to come in here and start like editing stuff out, cleaning stuff up so they could see stuff. But no, what you need to do is add more plants. Take some of those stromathes, those tropical plants I'll point out later in the video that are similar to heliconias, and divide them and put them in empty holes. Take some sugar cane and stuff it in. Take the hog plum or the mulberry cuttings and shove it in holes. Don't start editing stuff out. That's the key, is the abundance. The abundance is life in the soil. The abundance, life in the soil is water. So it shows that the water holding capacity of the soil is huge when it grows like this. And that's what you want. I don't know where we got into the sterilization of everything, and we need to remove everything except for the plant that we're growing. And nothing can be further from what we need to do in Florida. Not take out stuff, add plants. So I'm gonna look at the bananas. See, I'm starting to rant up. I've got to focus on that. I'm surprised there isn't a big rack on this giant banana here. But there's one here. So there's like a lot of racks. We didn't get any hurricane events this year, knock on wood. All this trees and stuff, the hurricanes really are not a big deal. It's the tornadoes that get whipped up in hurricanes, because all this stuff blocks the wind. So even down low, you can, like, with all the protection, it's kind of sheltered. I learned that at our beach house, 2.5 acres, that was like covered in trees. And oh, there's a little baby raccoon. Oh, I love raccoons. There's the mother. Must be another baby. It already went. Look at her. Hey, little girl. Foraging for food. All right. So I like it how they're not afraid of me. She found something to eat there. That's cool. What are you eating? Mushrooms? Fungi? Worms? Probably worms. Anyway, yeah, so it's all about abundance. And then our sole job is to, I Why does it look like it's there? Our sole job is to protect the earth. Protect the earth. Protecting the earth is not dominating the earth. Protecting the earth is covering it with hundreds of different types of plants, all different levels, and have them growing in the system and leaving everything alone. Some people think that I have issues with the deer eating my cassava leaves up in Citra, but no, I don't look at stuff as a problem. I just add more. Eventually everything gets evened out. So it's like it functions perfectly. But you can't expect a brand new garden that you're trying to transform what was a lawn for 20 years. Granted, we have the live oak trees, but this was a lawn for like 55 years. Trying to transform it, you can't expect it to look like this in a year. Impossible. This was 10 years worth of work. This month, 10 years. It taught me so much about growing, and we haven't watered here in 7 years. We never watered anything when we planted it in, so or we don't water anything when we plant it in. I don't plant it. I don't water anything. I don't know why I say we, the royal we, I guess. Probably could be some of my last videos ever done here at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Paradise, but I'm digging some of these up to bring up to Citra. Definitely. Before we get any offers. And this is the African peach that looks great. A lot of people hate this weed, but it smells so good, and it really says that your soil has been compacted at some point. The more you have of this, and it fixes it. So it makes huge roots, and if you leave it alone, it just eventually let it die and grow back, die and grow back. All that carbon feeds the life in the soil and holds water. Increases the water. Roots in the ground increase the water holding capacity of your soil. It's the easiest way to do it. That's the only, I can't think of any simpler way to say it. And the whole goal is to improve the water holding capacity of soils. This is how you do it. If people want to get in there, they want to clean everything out so they could see everything. And in the process, they destroy the soil. Disturb the soil. This is soil disturbance. So you got to disturb it when you're planting. But yeah, vines I will pull off in a heartbeat because they just irritate me to no end, and they can cover the plants like all these beautiful heliconias. But when it's warm and there's like so many bees out here and butterflies, I can see the butterflies even when it's cool. So they're just not moving. But I've never seen a place with more bugs than this place. Butterflies and bees and dragonflies, and just covered. Honeybees, bumblebees, hornets, wasps, you name it, it's here. Okay, I'm looking at bananas. So there's some bananas back here. I'm sure there's some rocks on them. I'm gonna go there and look. That big patch there, and there's some smaller bananas planted back there, but most of the bananas are up here. Definitely this place could use more bananas spread around. Somebody asked what to do about mitigating cold. Well, I don't cover stuff. I don't burn stuff. I don't water. I see a little hummingbird sitting on that branch. Yes, there you are. Can you see it? Anyway, I can't see it. There's a little hummingbird up there. Oh, she's tiny. Here, maybe I can get... There we go. Oh. There she is. Right in the center. See her? Moving. Oh, that's cool. Looks like a baby. I lost my train of thought. Bananas. I gotta trim this off. Yeah, sticking plants in everywhere. I really need to like divide these so that they're not coming out in the walkway because they have thorns on them. So I brought my clippers, but I have people coming by today. And then the people are looking at that. I'm pretty sure we're going to be selling this to somebody. That's why I'm like trying to tell people what not to get afraid of. Don't be afraid of the wildness. That's what you want. It sustains the system. Just kind of hack the vines back off stuff and keep stuffing more plants in. And then watch where you step, because there's all kinds of little plants everywhere. So here's some bananas in here. I see this tiny banana is blooming right there, but here's a rack there, but that's interesting. The plains. Here's a banana. Here's a really tiny rack. Well, it probably was bigger, but it's been getting eaten by something right here. There's that rack I looked at on the other side. Go away, plane. I don't like to listen to you. I want to hear the birds, please. The problem with being right pretty much downtown Vero. Look at these. This is what I brought lots of cuttings of up to Citra, because I want to do the gingers, and I know this isn't a ginger, but I want to do the gingers along the driveways there, the walkways, different types. So I thought I'd do the casas. So you just cut these in sections before they flower and then root them. Just stick them in the ground and you can get them everywhere. So I've moved a lot around, but I've been taking lots of cuttings up to Citra. Bananas, bananas, bananas. There's bananas in full shade pretty much. Mm-hmm. There's bananas over there. I see. I see bananas. And then all these pups. The pups. This place produces so many banana pups. I'm trying to get the clumps to be big so that it just seems like it will be never-ending bananas that you could divide. But as far as work goes on the place, I haven't been here in like 10 days. Nobody's been here, and I just mowed it. It took 2 hours to mow like 2 miles of paths or whatever it is. They go over the 10 acres, middle, back, and middle, sides, and front to back. And then cross to both ponds, pretty much, and all the way to the back. It's nice, but it takes 2 hours, and then I use a little weed hedger, electric hedger, and I walk along and just edge it, with the hedger. It's pretty easy. If I was living here, I would just do a tiny little bit, every day or every other day or every 4 days or whatever, and it was very easy. It's zero maintenance. I don't know why anybody would want to turn this into a high maintenance farm. The only maintenance should be planting and propagating all these heliconias and gingers and cassava and fruit tree seeds to make nursery plants or stock to plant here. but I hope that whoever buys this, and if they do a nursery, doesn't get enamored with plastic in their system, that they try to avoid it. I've, anybody who watched this channel knows that I think plastic is what's going to take us out. In fact, my partner all of a sudden came down with diabetes, totally healthy, no pills, nothing, diabetes, and full-on diabetes, and lost like 34 pounds, and it turns out has like pancreatic cancer and cancer blob in his stomach attached to or his intestine attached to the pancreatic cancer. I was like, kept thinking, what in the hell has he eaten? We've been vegan for the last 5 years. Healthy vegans, whole food vegans. We've kind of been sliding since everyone got sick, or not everyone, but he got sick. That's everyone to me. It's just fear and dread. And but I remember he had a hernia surgery 7 years ago, and they put mesh in there. Polyester mesh. Yeah, and polyester doesn't cause cancer. There's no proof. They do this charade games, so you have to move all the chemicals around until you get to the root source and look at the ones that cause inflammation and are carcinogens, known carcinogens. And then you see that the molecule from the polyester can most definitely cause pancreatic cancer. In theory, for sure. So, but they, like, the AI people are just, they're on board with the chemical companies. So they're going to make you think what they want you to think and not what is actually going on. Yeah. I don't trust it. It's because you have to look up the polymers in the polyester, and then you find the carcinogens. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. It's depressing. So the bananas, yeah, I saw those bananas, these bananas, bananas in the shade over here. There's a lot of bananas. There's a nice flower on this one over there forming. I need to like do the hedge trimmer along here to make it wider. There's usually a rack in this big clump. Usually these big clumps have huge, giant racks all the time. For some reason that doesn't. It's a banana jungle. There's bananas. Banana jungle. I think we have like 2 or 3 plants here that aren't ice cream bananas, and I think this is one over here, and maybe, I don't know. There's a nice flower forming, gonna be big. The banana racks get big if you don't disturb them, or if you don't disturb them. So when you dry farm them. So if you want huge racks, plant the bananas and then wait for the clump to get big. And don't divide it. Don't take, and ice cream bananas, don't take off pups from the clump, and you'll have big racks. I just have to talk about this stuff that I see that is going on, because the stuff I read that I see people doing, it's like all busy work and complete opposite of what I think should be done. So you don't have to just do mulch. You got to have plants growing around it, and the bananas will protect your plants you plant around it from cold. That's how you mitigate cold. That's the first line of defense. Well, the overstory would be, but most people don't have an overstory. I don't have an overstory here, but we have one in Citra, and that's why we're able to not really worry about our bananas growing under the overstory of the oak trees. But bananas are high in potassium, so they're good at, that's what you need to combat something that's going to cause inflammation in the banana, potassium. something that Florida soils are low in. So if you plant bananas, they'll fix that. And then you just let the soil connect itself through the roots, and you have a system that can sustain itself like this. You don't have to do anything here. You could harvest all this miles of cassava. Sorry, I was over here looking at this Platonia insignis while I'm talking to you. I shouldn't multitask while I'm doing these videos, but it looks really good. That seems to be like I have a stake on that because I wanted to know where it was, but I'm going to remove the stake. I've seen lots of little Garcinias and stuff planted in here. This is a really cool plant. Sorry, there's bananas. This is a African locust bean from my friend Frank. He's given me some really cool plants, some of my favorite plants actually. There's a big pileated woodpecker. See him? Yep. They're here. Lots of them. This place is amazing. It's like, why would anybody want to destroy it and make it more dominated by man? It works. Just harvest and plant. Plant more diversity. Plant the stuff you like. To move the plants around. Oh, I wanted to look at that. Sorry, I have to do this. I wanted to look at that. Okay, there's racks. I mean, there's so many racks. You get the idea. I mean, everywhere I kind of look, there's flowers or racks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that banana racks. There's some big racks over here. I'll continue the banana story. I just want to look at that plant that I said to divide. I'm going to divide it. Bananas. They flower and fruit in winter. I can pick bananas on Christmas, or have picked more than one time. Now that the banana clumps, I'm not taking any more pups off because I have a bunch established up in Citra already, so I don't have to get them from here. There's a nice flower there. That's going to be a big rack. I haven't been pulling pups off, which is really good for the ice cream bananas to start having huge racks of bananas and all the time. Like this clump here has 2 racks on it. Or, you know, there's one that's kind of small, but there's one that's pretty good size. There's another one. I know there's a rack in here. Can't see it. There's one there. Yeah. This is a peanut butter fruit. There's some other little seedlings, direct sown seeds that I've done throughout here. So, I mean, but this area definitely needs more stuff shoved in it. Citrus would be a big one, is what I would do. But, you know, you could try apple seeds. I've started growing apple seeds thanks to my subscriber and friend on YouTube, Siggy International. They have a YouTube channel too. SIGGY International. So it's they grow apples. I keep seeing something and thinking about something else while I'm walking, rambling, and talking. It's got too much stuff on my head. So this is that Stromonth. I'm gonna get some of this to bring up. It has the big paddle leaves. I can't think of the name of the plant that I coveted for so long of that, because I haven't been thinking of my tropical plants as much as other things. Here's another one. So I just divide it and move it around, and this gets 12 feet. So these big giant paddle leafed, and they have the long stem, and then it's paddle at the top. So, and then they get bigger. As they get bigger, 12 feet. So it would look cool. I brought some up to Citra already. I'm gonna get some more. I have to get some more. Shove more costas in. I mean, there's so much stuff that put more bananas in, but bananas should be gone, started to be put in the back. So all the trails in the middle, in the back 5 acres, just the middle, I haven't planted anything because those are new paths that I put in. Mm-hmm. I put in cassava yesterday because I thought more cassava should go in here. I know there's other plants in here. There's a little seedling mango around here, some right there. And I saw a cherry of the Rio Grande in here. I'm sure it's still there. These are our Miko lemons. Of course, the birds love the oil on these Miko lemons. Underneath, they're perfectly fine, but the birds sit and get oil off of them for their beaks and peck them. So it's not greening. This is one that they have never touched. But they're only like that underneath. But this tree produces a seed-growing fruit tree, our own type. I think we're on our 3rd generation of that. They haven't fruited yet, but they're planted here. So, yeah, they come true to seed. They're kind of, I don't know. They're nice. They produce a lot of juice, and they kind of taste like they have a little tiny bit of grapefruit in them. They're nice. It's a cashew. There's a huge Achachairo, 7 feet, bushy. Looks like should be ready to produce. Lots of sugar apples. I'm going to do a sugar apple video while I'm here. There's I see the creatures are attacking that black sapote. There's little ones, but it seems like some of them have fallen off. Maybe because of the heavy rain, the huge rain we had, but it's okay. There's some on there. I saw little ones on another tree. So, not the best year, but better than last year. Probably next year it'll be super good. Fortunate thing about this place, there's a Miko lemon that's on the ground. Fortunate place this is a tree back there, obviously. This place is that there's so much diversity of fruit in trees here that if something doesn't perform well or something gets destroyed, a lot of stuff got destroyed this year because of the hail we had in May that damaged all the mangoes for the most part. We were still harvesting mangoes this month, so you never have a shortage of mangoes here, even when everything gets destroyed. There's still like mangoes. There's 270 grafted trees, and who knows how many others seedlings we have. It's definitely a sweet tart. They're pretty much all top tier mangoes. Even the Lancetilla fruit that we harvested in this month tasted decent. So I've always dogged that. That's why I don't give up on a fruit tree. But yeah, bananas. Look at that big rack. This was our original bananas. That clump there. It's like huge. If you have bananas growing like this, you never have to water. And stuff doesn't get drought damaged. So fruit. I was gonna say, it's nice that the cars on 12th Street are obliging today. My poor big guava, it just, the fruit must have got eaten. There's some little fruit on it, but it really hasn't done good. It wasn't happy because of the droughts. There's more bananas. As these get huge, can you imagine how cool that's going to be in here? Because these are all going to get big. These are Adamoya seedlings I planted, or this is Adamoya seedling I planted. There's one over there too, I see. There's a few seedling Adamoya growing around that I planted. Some little, there's bananas. This is going to be a little rack. There's a rack there that was hard to see. There's so much fruit here. It's just fruit and plants. I mean, banana trees are expensive. Ice cream banana trees are very expensive. And if you have ice cream banana trees that can grow naturally, they're more expensive. That were biodynamic certified at one time and can be biodynamic certified again. I love these little rabbits. Hello, honey bunny. Oh, they're so cute. There's this, people heard of fleet farming? So why doesn't something like that those people ever come by here? Because it seems to me that, I don't know, I'm just missing something when I see their pictures. Seems to me that if you're trying to build farms from lawns, you'd have a source for material to build like 100 food forests and lawns from this farm a year, easily. But they kind of focus on mixing, looks like they buy ingredients and mix their own soil, so they don't, you're biodynamic certified, you've got to make your own compost and grow your stuff in it. So there's no buying stuff. So that's what I do. So you don't buy soil. You don't need to. You could sell a lot of this stuff bare root. So you can grow it, start the seedlings, grow it, and sell it bare root. Just wrap it in newspaper and sell it. And that way you don't have to include plastic. I got a Garcinia madruna. There's fruit on it. It's starting to fruit again. It's starting to leaf out. When Garcinias leaf out, they usually start flowering, unless, of course, it's not that particular species time to flower. Then they're not going to do it, usually. But a lot of them fruit and flower year-round, that being one of them. So it's like, but it takes it slows down. It still produces, but it slows way down at the end of summer for like a month. And then it's like starts up again, full on, huge. I'm supposed to be looking at bananas, full on huge. Fruiting. So yeah, I mean, people think it's a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work to like dig up and sell the plants, make a parking space on the back of the other side of the barn, and so people can park. But all you have to do is mow the area. It's high ground, it's not going to flood, and then they could park there. But so yeah, not my ideal for this place, because I love having it as my own personal food forest, but really it needs to inspire generations, and not just from my videos of what it could have been, but from the next generation that has a vision of what should be done and what should be planted. Not how to protect, because we have that down, or how to get healthy soil, but just to design and plant what you like. A lot of people get upset when I say, oh, I wouldn't plant those, I don't like them. Well, yeah, that's how this place got created, because it was the plants that I wanted. But the next person might love something else, and it might be the perfect fit. And it probably is the perfect fit. So it's like, I mean, avocados, anything, you know, there's a lot of improvements that could be made. So there's a lot of rocks through here. Boy, those planes, they're like lawnmowers in the sky. The worst. This would be against the law, I think. Bananas. Bananas. So pretty here. This is all cacao that's starting to look really good. Trinitoro cacao, they're getting big. So this might be fruiting next year. This one probably, maybe. That one could be, but probably that big one could be. There's one there. There's little ones too that are, I think, different type, or they are different type. Sorry, back to the bananas. Bananas. More bananas. Did I even look at the right banana rack? I completely forgot. See if the creatures got it. I think I did it in another video, so I'm not even gonna go look at it. The dragon fruit has been exceptional this year. Really exceptional. This is Bruni. I think it has a flavor component. Oh, it's got a fruit there, a little fruit that is outstanding. And just get the tall picker and you pick the fruit right out of the tree, way up at the top, because it has dragon fruit all over. There's more fruit there. Oh, yes. I love Bruni. It's my favorite dragon fruit, I think. It just, I don't know. It's bananas. It's creamy. It's got some, it's like there's vanilla in it. It's interesting. Yes, the woodpecker agrees. This Lux Garcinia that just has not snapped at it since it got beat up by the hail, has not bloomed, has just sat here. I thought for sure it would fruit this year, but then it got hit by hail, so all this damage on its leaves was from the hail, and it hasn't put out any leaves at all. But it was kind of drought-like, so it could have been just, it had to have been just sending down root. There's a lot of Lux Garcinias here. It's gonna be a major Garcinia farm if they don't start clearing stuff. Just plant. You don't need to clear it to plant. I plant my little tiny seedlings right in this. Right in it. Just put a shovel in. Put a shovel in. I've done videos of it. Put a shovel in, push it forward, drop the seedling in, close the hole, move on. There's some Garcinias all through here. I've seen them seed grown, direct sown seeds. This is this is from my friend Troy, who wanted 50 MB seedlings or seeds for some grafting project he was gonna do, but want to see if it's starting to show any sign of fruiting, please. It got beat up by the hail too. Hasn't grown any new leaves. Maybe up here it has started. So maybe it's gonna start fruiting or flowering, because it has produced more than one crop for us in the past, and it's kind of cool, so it might trigger it because it likes to set fruit when it's slightly cool. I thought this was a never mind. Yeah, this is the areas where I thought it needs more bananas. You know, there's lots to be done here. So I guess as far as planting and propagating, there's a lot of work. This is a freaking hedge of Katuk that I have to use the path trimmer, the hedge trimmer on. It's kind of cool. This is a good dragon fruit. It's a giant purple variety. Bananas. Is there a rack on this clump here? There's some bananas. There's some smaller ones over here. These are those other varieties from my friend Al. Rasapote, indeed, one of my favorite fruits. Lots of seedlings of those growing throughout from direct sown seeds. This is a really good jackfruit that produces good fruit. I imagine it'll produce this year. It looks pretty healthy. A lot of people get freaked out by these grass and stuff in the trees, but believe it or not, it protects the tree not only when there's a hail event, but also if there was a frost event or a mammal herbivore looking to eat the fruit off the tree. They can't see it as well, so protects it. A vine I would pull off, but the grass, it, other than looking slightly unappealing, as long as it's not smothering the tree, I mean, they can pop up out of the weeds, the trees out of the grass, even if it's like laying on it. The little tiny trees will pop up between the grass. And, but it's not elephant grass, it's torpedo grass. Planting more plants around here, some bananas, would make that grass go away, make these weeds go away. That's why you plant. It's a replacement theory. It's not a eradication and then build theory. It's a plant, and build. Build the life in the soil. It's the only way you can do it. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's supposed to be everyone's goal, but it's not what people do. They dominate, eradicate, and then dominate. Anyway, hopefully this video wasn't too rambling, but that was it. Video du jour. Have a happy day. I'm at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and this is Florida Natural Farming. Please like, share, and subscribe, and leave a comment. I always enjoy hearing from you. Have an excellent day.